Sparky family, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing a really cool hack using end tables. You just want to make sure that you're using wider end tables. I'm going to be using the IKEA Lack end tables. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. I'm so close to hitting 1 million subscribers and I would love to do that. With that being said, let's begin the video.
If you're familiar with my channel, you know I love my Cricut, and I'm going to be using my Cricut Explore 3 in this video. If you're new to Cricut, let me explain real quick what it does. A Cricut machine is a cutting machine that allows you to create beautiful projects with hundreds of materials. It works with a free software called Cricut Design Space. That's where you can create your projects. You can browse hundreds of images and fonts. Once you've created your design, Design Space will send it over to your machine, where your Cricut then makes what's on your screen a reality. Now let's jump into our projects. For this project, we're going to be using the IKEA Lack Tables. You want at least 2 for the project, but you can use more if you like. They also carry these in black. Now there are holes underneath the top of the table that you twist the legs into. Because I want the top of the table to be showing for this project and not the bottom, we are going to be drilling a hole that goes through the entire table. What we did is we took our drill and we drilled through the hole that's already at the bottom so that the hole continues through the top of the table. That way we could twist the legs on the top of the table versus the bottom of the table. Now this is why I said you need at least 2 tables. You're going to take the second table and place that on top of the legs. And you're then going to take your drill and go through the holes that are already there again to make a hole that goes through the other side. And then you're going to add some more holes right beside that. And in those holes you're going to screw your table to the legs. The screws we used are from this Grip Fast brand and they were 3 inches long. The side of the box doesn't say that. It's just our screws are all mixed inside of that box. Then you can go ahead and twist your legs on top of that second table. Here's where you have to come to your own personal decision. You have to decide what type of wood you want to go on the top of this. I went with plywood. I went with something that was cheap because I knew on top of this I wasn't going to actually be cutting on this and I could always use a cutting board. You can always go with a more high quality wood, or the best bet is butcher's block. IKEA has a bunch of rods that you can hang utensils off of. I went ahead and purchased one and we screwed that into the side of the table. There's Cooper living his best life outside. Anyways, it is time to sand the wood. You want to sand out any imperfections in it and then you can stain your wood. I use Varathane stain in Early American. It's my absolute favorite stain and I ended up making 2 of these. You'll see that the wood in the main one looks a little bit lighter. After your wood stain has dried, you want to seal the wood. I used Varathane polyurethane finish and it is the semi-gloss finish to do this. I wanted to give my table a unique look, so I decided to use my Cricut to cut out some vinyl that looks like tile. So what you do is you open up Cricut Design Space and go to Images. When in Images, all you have to do is type out tiles and you will see so many different tiles that you can choose from for your project. Once you have an image you like, all you have to do is press Add to Canvas at the bottom right hand corner. And then you go ahead and resize it to whatever size you like. Since I'm obviously going to need more than 1 tile, I'm going to go ahead and keep duplicating the tiles till I get an amount that I like. Then I click Make It on the top right corner. This is going to bring you to a page where you will choose if you need a mat to cut your vinyl or without mat. You choose without mat if you're using Cricut Smart Vinyl, which I am. I'll be using black permanent smart vinyl. Once you choose if your Cricut is cutting with or without a mat, you hit continue and this will bring you to a page where you choose the material you're using. I click smart vinyl permanent and this sends the information to the machine. You go ahead and load your vinyl up and the machine starts cutting. Once the vinyl is cut, you're going to take your weeding tool and you are going to remove any of the vinyl that is not necessary for your project. Then pull out your Cricut transfer tape, place that over your vinyl. Now use your scraper tool to scrape the vinyl onto the transfer tape. Once you have that done, you can go ahead and slowly remove the vinyl from the backing of the Smart Vinyl. Once that's ready, you can go ahead and start transferring your vinyl onto your tables. All you do is place the transfer tape over the table and then scrape it into place, then slowly remove the transfer tape off. I did this all over the 2 bottom tables and it turned out gorgeous.
So this is done, it's ready to go. You can start filling it up. I wanted to give you guys a few ideas. You can get these under shelf wire baskets, and basically they just hook onto any type of counter or inside of a cabinet, and all you have to do is place it right over your surface and it hangs like this. Something else you can get are these type of kitchen shelves. I got this one at Home Goods. This is another great piece to take advantage of otherwise wasted space. You just place it on top of the table like so. You're good to go.
I bought these gold hooks at IKEA, so I had to switch out the rod that I used originally for a black rod because I didn't realize that the hooks don't work on the wooden rod. These hooks are great for hanging utensils off of, oven mitts, you name it. If you can hang it, these hooks will probably be able to hold it. I also added this thing called a hall trap. Please forgive me if I'm butchering that name, but that's what IKEA has it labeled as, and I bought it just so I could put some greenery inside of there. I just thought it looked really nice this way. Right now at Dollar Tree, you can find these magnetic boxes in the office supply section. I decided to use my Cricut to cut out some vinyl with the labels I need because I'm going to turn these into some spice containers. It is very important that I label these, otherwise I wouldn't even know what's inside of them. I fill them up with my spices. Now on the legs of the table, on just one side, I'm going to put these magnetic strips. They carry these in 3 different levels. I recommend getting the level that carries the most weight. All I could find was medium, and I don't necessarily recommend medium. You want heavy. So I went ahead, I stuck those on the legs, and then I placed my spices right on top of that. It's really, really cool. You can also place these magnetic boxes on your refrigerator, so if you want to clear out some space in your cabinet or on your counter, this could be a good option for you. There's room on this for some decent sized baskets, so you can put a basket filled with whatever you want on top of the tables. The other thing I got from IKEA are these glass containers. I think these are great for storing dry goods. So I used my Cricut to cut out a label and font. Then I fill it up with my dry goods. I love the way that the Cricut makes everything look instantly put together and high end. I couldn't do this with my own handwriting. I wanted to add a few containers from IKEA to this. I got these black containers with the bamboo lids. I went into my Cricut design space. I typed in sugar and salt into the image section, and I found 2 images that I really liked. I cut those out on vinyl and I placed those on top of my containers. I love the way that these containers complement the black vinyl on the tables as well as the wooden top. Remember, if you use a cheap wood, plywood like I did, you don't want to cut directly on that wood. You want to use a chopping board. I also found this glass piece from IKEA that is for beverages, and I just wanted it to hold milk. I thought that that would just look really cute. I just typed milk inside of the search bar of images in Cricut Design Space. I found something that I liked and then I cut that out. I just love the way that this looks. It just reminds me of like the old times when milk would always come inside of a glass container. Nowadays, all I know is of Oberweis that does it like that. Finally, I decided to make a fruit basket, and basically I got this nice clear bowl from Dollar Tree. It's plastic, and I made this really cute label using my Cricut Design Space that I put on the front of my fruit basket. I actually ended up making another one just for oranges and putting that inside of the kitchen. I love the way that this turned out. I've been wanting to do this hack for so long. This is perfect if you need more organization inside of your kitchen. I actually made 2 of these for my mother because her kitchen, they barely have any cabinets. So I made 2 of these so she could hold a lot of her dry goods. There's so many ways that you can customize this to suit your needs and also the look of it. You can do 4 tables, you can do 6 tables, you can make this extra long. There's even a Lack coffee table, so if you want to use that, you can use that. I called my mom up and asked her if she wanted me to continue with the magnets, and she said yes. So I ended up going back and continuing the magnets down the rest of one side. So this is how the island looks with the magnets continued down the leg. Like I said, I actually made 2 of these for my mom. So I ended up making another one, and I wanted to share with you guys what I did for that one. I did that one the exact same way. I used a gold rod instead. And I also added wheels to the bottom of that one. So you can add wheels if you want to be able to move this around real easily. And that's how this kitchen island turned out. Like I said, it's so easy to change up. I just love the way that this turned out. I would love something like this in the middle of my kitchen, but as a lot of you guys know, my kitchen is like the size of a hallway, so it doesn't really work like that. It just works beside the kitchen.
So that is it for this DIY. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if you want to see more videos like this in the future, using maybe some more IKEA products. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. Take care. Bye.
I'll be okay till the sun goes up, yeah, for a little